Hello friends, welcome back to My Digital Diaries. In today's video, we are diving into one of the most important concepts in JavaScript, asynchronous programming. We will break down how callback promises and sync await make your apps faster, smoother and non-blocking with real world example. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to My Digital Diaries and join our membership for exclusive videos. Let us get started with asynchronous JavaScript. Let us start with the concept of synchronous and asynchronous JS execution. First of all, asynchronous JavaScript. Here you can see multiple tasks, task 1, task 2, task 3 and task 4, which runs one after another in a strict order. Task 2 will only start after task 1 is completely finished, and task 3 will wait for task 2 and so on. JavaScript by nature is a single threaded language, meaning it can execute only one line at a time. By default, code runs synchronously. So what is the problem here? The problem arises when a particular task takes too long. For example, reading a large file or fetching a data from API. In that case, entire program is blocked until the task is done. Everything else will have to wait. So that is a big problem. To overcome the problem in the synchronous JavaScript introduced the concept of asynchronous execution. In asynchronous JavaScript, tasks can run independently without waiting for the previous task to complete. So for example, here task 1 and task 2 can start at the same time. While task 1 is still processing, JavaScript can go ahead and run task 2, task 3 and or task 4 in the background. When any asynchronous task completes, for instance an API call or timer, it notifies JavaScript the callback or a promise result is executed only when the main thread is free. This approach allows JavaScript to handle non-blocking execution, making your web applications faster, smoother and more responsive. So few examples where we may need asynchronous JavaScript is like use cases like notification and background updates, media loading functionalities and real-time chat application where we will need asynchronous execution of a JavaScript. Now let us understand the first concept of asynchronous JavaScript, that is callback. Tell me when you are done. A callback is simply a function passed as an argument to another function which is executed later, usually after a task is completed. Let us understand this is with a simple real world example. Imagine you walk into a cafe and order a coffee. When you place the order, you give your name, that's your callback function. The barista who represent the JavaScript here, it continues serving other customer. This means JavaScript doesn't stop. It keeps doing other work while your order is being processed. And once your coffee is ready, the barista calls your name. That's when the callback function gets executed and you receive your copy. So callback is like saying, hey, run this function when you are done. Let us look at the example here, a code example. When we write console.log order place, it executes immediately. Then we have a set timeout which is simulate a asynchronous operation like waiting for the copy to be ready. Inside the set timeout, we passed a callback function which runs after 2 seconds. That's why console.log log copy.ready will appear later after 2 seconds. Meanwhile, the next line console.log doing other tasks get executed right away, showing that JavaScript didn't wait for the timeout. It continued running the next task, perfectly demonstrating non-blocking behavior. But there is a catch here. When you have a multiple asynchronous tasks, one depending on another, you often end up nesting callbacks inside a callback. This creates a messy, hard to read and difficult to debug code, and it's called as callback hell. So while callback introduced asynchronous behavior, they also made complex workflows and difficult to manage. After understanding callback, let us move to the next step in asynchronous JavaScript, and that is promise. I will give you the result later. A promise represents a value that may be available now, later, or never. It's handled using two key methods, then for success and catch for error. Let us revisit our coffee shop example, but this time the barista gives you a promise instead of a callback. When you order a coffee, the barista promises to give it to you soon. Now that promise can have one of the three states. First is a pending. Your coffee is being prepared and you are waiting for the result. Second is resolved or fulfilled. Your coffee is ready and the promise is successfully completed. And the third one, which can be a rejected, maybe the coffee machine broke down and the promise is failed. So promise is like saying I will get it done and let you know the result later. It can be a success or failure. Let us see this concept in code. Here we create a new promise. It takes two arguments, resolve and reject. Inside the promise, we simulate an asynchronous task by using set timeout function. If it is success, then if the success is true, then it calls a resolved copy ready. If it's reject, it calls reject machine error. Then we handle the result using then. So copy those from ms.message console.log message. So and for the catch we are catch error console.log error. So and just like before, we log order placed and continue with doing other tasks. This shows that JavaScript keeps working while the promise is being processed, which is non-blocking behavior again. Now, one of the best thing about promises is that you can chain multiple asynchronous operations together. For example, so you can first fetch a user post here, then fetch the comments. Finally, any error with a single catch at the end. So if there is an error, that is also will get catch. This approach is much cleaner than having a callback nested. Inside this, we can make a code more readable and easier to manage. So this is how the promise works in asynchronous JavaScript. Async and await. Write async code like sync. In modern JavaScript, we often deal with a task that takes time, like fetching a data from a server or reading files. Async await give us a simple, readable way to handle this asynchronous operation. Async await is a modern syntax for writing asynchronous code that looks and feel like a synchronous one. In older JavaScript, we used callbacks or promises, but async await makes code cleaner and easier to follow. We can revisit the same coffee shop example. In asynchronous code, JavaScript does not freeze the whole application. It simply waits for the promise to resolve before moving forward. Let us see this concept in code. In this example, the async keyword defines an asynchronous function. So this make copy is an asynchronous function as we have added async keyword here. So the async keyword allows using await inside the function. The console.log order place runs immediately, awaits a new promise. It waits for 2 seconds. This is basically a stimulating making a copy. After 2 seconds, the promise resolved with coffee ready. So the code waits for the copy to be ready but without blocking the rest of the program. Async await is built on top of a promises, but it gives us much cleaner syntax that is easier to read and debug. Instead of chaining then calls, we can write a code that looks like just like a normal synchronous execution. So if you see this code, it looks like a normal simple asynchronous execution, but this async makes this code await which you are written, it is run parallelly, and the console.log message or console.log enjoy your copy, this runs parallelly while the promise is getting executed. So now when you make a function with async, you are telling JavaScript that it will handle asynchronous operation inside it. Then you can use await to pause execution at specific points until a promise is resolved without freezing the rest of your program. Let me walk through one simple example of the asynchronous JavaScript. So if you see on the screen, there are 3 buttons. First is using callbacks. If I click on that, it will say fetching user data, and then user fetch data is displayed here. And this is the callback. When we say promise, when I click on run promise example, it's doing the same thing. And async and await, again it is doing the same thing, fetching a user data and then display after data is fetched, it is displaying user fetch data. Okay, so this is the example which we will go through. Okay, I will just walk through to the code and explain how it works. So I am now Visual Studio Code. I am not explaining the HTML created. So basically there are 3 buttons where we are calling 3 different functions. So I will explain the different function which is used and which is the example of a asynchronous JavaScript. So first of all, if you see here, this is a callback method. Okay, where on click of button field we are calling run callback. So if I go to the run callback, so this is the run callback function where we are calling get user data callback. We are passing a user function here, and then it is getting displayed the callback output in a text. This is your div where we are displaying the user fetch data. Now how it works, now get user callback is this function. This is your callback function. Okay, where we are simulating the callback functionality. So that's for that we are using a set timeout function, which is the long running function. Okay, so this can be your API where you are getting a data. Okay, in this function we are getting a data for, say, assume that it is getting a data from some API. So we are getting a data here in the user, and then that callback function is getting a value of that user. So basically it will give it to this function get user callback, and then that is get displayed. So it is a callback example. Okay, where we are using a callback functionality. Now how does promise work? So in the promise we are calling run promise function. So let's go to the run promise. If you go here, run promise, it is calling a get user data promise. After calling this, then it is getting displayed the the user fetch data, and if there is any error, it is showing an error. Okay, now what does get user data promise? So get user data promise is creating a promise which has a 2 parameter, resolve and reject. Okay, and we are simulating again the asynchronous or a long running functionality. So by using a set timeout, ideally if there is any API which is taking a time, so that can be that function. So assume that again we are calling an API, and if that API provide us a success method, then we are giving that API returning a success, then we are calling a resolve here, which is giving your user data, and else it is showing a error data. Okay, so here what is happening is, once this is called, if that function is successful, then this will come, Jitendra promise that user data will come, otherwise it shows an error. Okay, so this is how promise works. Now how does async work? So for async we are calling run async. Okay, so if you come here, run async, it's a simple function where we use the async keyword here. So this is very important. If it is async and await, these both are very important. Await is basically pausing it. So async and await combination is used for the running this JavaScript asynchronously, but it is written as you are writing as a synchronous function. Okay, here what we are doing is, we are calling this get user data async. Okay, and we are giving await functionality, so it will run parallelly. It will get a data, user data, and then that get displayed. So if you see, it is like writing a synchronous function only. If there is any error, it will show the error. Now what does get user data does? Here again we are simulating the long running functionality. It here by using a set timeout. By here we can call the API. So once it gets resolved, here it's again it's on top of a promise. If you see, it's a promise, so it's on top of a promise. So resolved, and we will get a function here. Okay, I mean the user data here. Okay, and that user data is again comes in this constant, and it is getting returned. So it's async await example. Okay, again I am running the function. So if you say run callback, fetching user data, and then user is fetched. Similarly here you are saying fetching user data, fetch, there is fetch. Okay, so it's a simple example of async JavaScript. This code is available on our Git repository. I will check in this code, and you can utilize. If you want to see how it works, you can check that. The repository link will be in the description. That's it for today. If you like the video, then do share this video with your friends and colleagues. Do click on a like button to hype this video. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel and click on notification bell. You can join our membership program for exclusive members only videos. I will meet you in next video. Thank you.